And joining us now is our pet expert, Greg Riley, and our friend Annie. And we're here today to talk about how to get rid of that doggy breath.
Doggy breath, definitely. Now, normally I've
Can't
done
give
this.
the Tic Tac?
No Tic Tacs, no.
Some Altoids, that kind of thing?
Nothing like that. Now, this is not something that we haven't done before, but we're not going to really go into a whole lot of depth about this whole dental awareness thing.
Okay.
What you can do now is there's a video podcast on the WTHI site. If you go to the community and look up Pet Saver, you can see actually Miss Annie getting a dentistry. And what we're going to be discussing today is how to keep your dog's or your cat's teeth still clean and somewhat minty fresh, I guess.
Right,
Fabulous.
sure.
Right.
All right, well, what do you got? You got some products lined up here. What's
So if you go to the video, you see it, Annie had her dentistry. So my biggest question is, what do I do to keep her teeth, somewhat, good? So the first thing that we have here is just your classic little finger toothbrush with these small little bristles.
Come here, Annie.
And Annie's walking away.
That's fine. She's good.
Yeah.
All you're going to want to
crazy.
do is just get a little bit of toothpaste that's specifically made for your dog or your cat.
Okay, you can't just buy people toothpaste.
Right, you don't want to do that, right. Just apply it on there, and you're going to want to brush the dog's teeth, okay?
All right.
But the biggest thing is that you really have to ask yourself is, what will your dog or your cat will allow you to do? Because there's going to be some animals that are going to be like, no, I'm not going to do that, and they may bite you.
My dog was like that, but Amanda Jarrett's dog will just sit there and let you brush her teeth all day long. It's crazy.
The other thing is that, with Annie, I mean, you can see right now her teeth are pretty white.
Yeah,
but
they
she's
look
not going to
good.
really let me stick my finger down in her mouth to go, underneath her tongue and so forth. So some of these other products that we have here is like, say, a gentle breath spray that you
Okay.
could just spray right into their mouth. It also goes back to, when your dog or your cat sees this, they may run away and hide. So you really, like I said, need to find that level of comfortness and what your pet is going to really tolerate. Another thing that you have is these little cute little dental wipes where you just take the little pad out, just kind of wipe their teeth to keep the bacteria down.
That seems pretty harmless, right?
Pretty harmless, pretty harmless.
There's a lot of different stuff out there now.
A lot of different stuff. The biggest one that I think is really easy, but may not be that cost effective, is this thing that's just called Easy Dog Plaque Off, where you just put a capful right into their water drinking supply, their water bowl more or less.
So what that does is keeps the plaque from building up and
Right.
therefore keeps the breath from
Right.
stinking,
Getting
correct?
stinky, tartar will build up
Doggy
after the
breath.
plaque.
Because that's what the bad breath is on animals, correct?
Right.
Is it's the tartar buildup on the teeth.
Correct, right.
That's how I found out my cat, by the way, had an abscessed tooth. I mean, we kept
Really?
looking
That's
at it a
right.
few years ago because my cat's breath got worse and worse. I was like, man, this thing stinks.
That's
What is
right.
this? And he was showing no signs of anything really bothering him, right? And that's
Right.
it was just, yeah.
What
Just about
about,
that.
there are some, dog treats and things that say that they're good for their teeth and that sort of thing. Is that good to give them?
Yeah, greenies are really good.
Greenies, the snacks, we've got those.
Right.
We use them as snacks. Is that
Right.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
It sounds kind of crazy, but even like say your milk bones that are going to be really porous, that will help knock off that tartar that's built up. But you can find any of these products right over here. I just got these over at the Pet Food Center. You can just ask anyone over there, where they can find these
And
products.
those are just more for like your weekly kind of use. When do you
Right.
need to go and get like the deep clean, maybe where you need to put, where they need sedation, that kind of thing, to get like a really good clean?
It really depends on the individual. Now, there's some
Okay.
breeds of dogs, like say your Scotties or your Terriers, they will hardly build up, any tartar whatsoever. Your smaller dogs, like say your Yorkies or your Chihuahuas, like my dog Rocky, they're horrible teeth. They'll build up really quickly. So all you really need to do is just do a simple, examination, lift up their lips, take a look, and if you see a lot of tartar buildup, then make sure you contact your local veterinarian and schedule an appointment.
Fabulous. And again, where can people find that video?
You can go two things. You can go to the WTHI website, and that's going to be under Communities with the Pet Saver.
Okay.
Or I'll have the video up on my Facebook page, Greg the Pet Guy.
Wonderful, and there's a little preview of that video
Yep.
we were showing you right there. And thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
you, Miss Annie. She's very active this morning.
She is. She's
She
quite
is
the
very
ham.
active this morning. Thank you, Miss Annie. Well, as we take a break, here's another look at all that information for how you can get a hold of Greg Riley. If you have any questions, there's all that information. You're watching News 10 this morning on WTHI. We'll be right back.